Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Memoriapolis, where we are currently needing a bunch of workers, and we will get there. So that sounds good. We're going to get those workers fairly soon. Now, these wonders exist. We would need, we would just need the logs and cut stones. What are these called again? Wooden beams. That's right. We'd need just the wooden beams and cut stones to get these guys built. And of course, 376 workers. That's a lot of workers. No doubt about that. So for now, let's check in here. I think we have some gifts. So yeah, we'll take some faction power. That seems okay. What else do we have here? Yeah, that's actually it for the moment. So that sounds great. We're definitely interested in getting a bunch more wooden beams and cut stones. For each of these, it's 525. Okay, we've got lots of gold right now, so I'm thinking maybe we buy some of these in. So, like, 437 of these would be 8K. Done. So that gets us pretty close on what we need, and then we would need some cut stones. So if we bought 481 of these, that would be 8640, which we are fairly close to. We could maybe trade, like, I'm thinking maybe gold leaves. Like 200 gold leaves, and then, like, 500 sand. And maybe, like, 500 gold as well. There we go. That'll do. So that gets us a bunch of that. Excellent. Now, I'd really like to build one of these. The cultural building closest to the wonder does not deteriorate with the passage of time. Interesting. That's definitely very interesting. So we need a bunch of workers to get this going. How long do these take to build? 300 cycles. Okay. We need to do this now, then. And would we rather have more esteem? Actually, I think that's belonging, or more defense. Well, it would be esteem. We want the esteem. Okay, so I'm going to put that up over here. And we can see which cultural building that's probably going to affect up here. Let's get that built. Okay, so that's going to take 240 cycles. That's going to take us pretty close to the end of the era, which I believe to be the end of the game. So we need 208 workers here, or 190 workers here. We'll get those back online as soon as possible. And we're still interested in building some of these, right? So we'll need workers for those. We'll see how many of those we can get before the end of the game, which I suspect might be this episode. We do have a gift here somewhere. I wish there was an indicator on here where that gift is. That would be nice. But alas, there is not. Okay, that'll do for now. Excellent. So again, we need 190 workers here at this moment. So let's just work that on up. That'll be fine. And we're at 5.7k blueprints at this moment. So do we need any additional cultural building blueprints? I think we got all of those, right? Yeah. It's wonder blueprints that we need to work up at this point. Well, we're probably not going to get that done before the end of the game. But I wanted to get at least one wonder built. So that'll be fine for now. Yeah, we're having more issues there. That's to be expected. Speaking of which, I want to head into our politics here. And we can probably run night rounds. There we go. And this is still, you know, slightly problematic. So what can we actually do? We could get more creativity. Do it. So that looks good. We can get some safety and creativity. This building is running out of resources. Okay, so that is this small mine down here. Let's demolish that. Okay, so this is the night rounds was refused, but the book printing was accepted. So let's rerun the night rounds here, which needs to be about here. There we go. And yes, we're going to have a period of transition to a new age, but I don't believe that new age is implemented. Maybe it is, maybe I'm wrong, and we'll find out. If that's the case, then this is definitely not going to be the last episode, but it might It might be the last episode. We'll see. 400 cycles? We've got 400 cycles. Okay, we can restore this guy. Perfect. And we've still got a worker deficit out over here. 208 workers on that. Wonderful. Checking in here, we can see we're a little behind time on our building points now. That mostly just comes down to workers. We'd love to get more workers coming in here. And, I mean, we do currently have minimum and maximum migration here and here. So we are getting more workers from that. So that's understood. That was interesting. We just went from 12.3K down. We're plummeting in food right now. What's going on here? Okay, now our food is going back up by 200 per cycle. I guess this is probably our farms turned off briefly. If we were actually using 1,500 food per cycle, that would be a big problem. No doubt about that. That would be an enormous issue. Well, for the time being, we just need a bunch more workers, like 150. We're going to get, I believe, 20 from over here fairly soon. In fact, I think we already got that. So that's understood. And we've, of course, got this down over here, causing us some problems. But for the moment, this isn't that big of a deal. Our safety is actually just about at the peak here. Our health is pretty up there. Belonging, esteem, and creativity are all fairly low in comparison. And this is largely due to the fact that we just need more workers, right? If only we could encourage multiculturalism, but we cannot do that because of the reputation. We got some bricks out of that. That's nice. Any other gifts here? No. Okay. Sounds good for the time being. Okay, so I'm still interested in getting our building points up. I think this is going to jump pretty heavily once this wonder finishes, though. So that should definitely be a pretty big deal. So for the time being, we're going to get this powder factory back online as soon as possible. 208 workers for that one. But we also might see a request from a faction to build a structure soon. I would not be surprised if that popped in very shortly. There's a fire down over here, huh? Okay. We're just going to stop it with gold coins, I think. Or actually, we're going to use cultural points. That's absolutely fine. No fire, thank you. That's absolutely A-okay. So we're up to 93 workers now. We're about halfway where we need to be to turn this guy back on. We're definitely very worker constrained. No doubt about that. The further you go in this game, it seems like the more and more constrained you are on workers. So that's understood. This cutting camp over here, it's going to be done pretty soon. So we're probably going to want to get a second cutting camp done out over, like, ideally over here, but in reality, it's going to be over, like, this direction. So if we were to put this about... Can we rotate this? Yeah, about right here. There we go. We'll get that going. This is a level 2 cutting camp. Understood. We're just preempting the demolition of this camp, right? That's the overall concept anyway. Okay, so we do have a trade route notification here. This probably means that we have a gift. Unfortunately, this means that we have to go through every single one of these, and it's not any of the ones that are currently available. That is unfortunate. Well, we'll come back to it. Okay, so this is going to finish up shortly. We'll update that to a level 2 pretty much immediately. And this cutting camp, it's going to be done here quite soon. No doubt about that. This one is making some progress. And this one's got a ways to go. So that looks good. We're up to 130 workers right now. This cutting camp, of course, needs to be upgraded, which is going to cost us 15 workers. That's understood. We have an epidemic out over here. And we could spend some commercial cultural points on that. Yeah, there we go. So that sounds good. We'll definitely do that. Cultural points are not really a constraint for us, so we can freely spend those. Sounds great. Okay, so they want to purchase this building. That's actually a good thing for us. Do it. So that puts us at 196, and that, of course, means that we can restore this guy. Oh, no, we're at 208. We're very, very close to restoration. Okay. 202, 205, and 207, 210. There we go. We'll turn that guy back on. Perfect. So this is going to run out of resources soon, but we're not there yet. It's mobilizing 15 workers, and we're going to have to demolish that eventually. As we can see, this has got like 8,000. That'll probably last until the end of the game, so that sounds absolutely wonderful there. We're at 4.7k sand. We may want to consider getting a sand quarry going somewhere. And where would we want to put that? I mean, there is this coastline down over here. So we could definitely think about putting it, like, up over here. And I'd probably just leave this as a level 1 quarry. So just put that there. It's grabbing sand. This is grabbing sand as well, so it's going to kind of cut into that a little bit, but that's understood. Okay, this guy's going to run out of resources in like 2 cycles here. Excellent. So we're ready to demolish this. No problem whatsoever. There we go. So that's underway. And now, how are we doing on this wonder? 143, sure. So we need a lot more workers at this time, right? We still have a lot of cultural buildings that we need to build here. That's for sure. So we're pretty okay with our safety right now, although I do think, and yeah, this is positive at this point. Yeah, I do think we should run another decree here, and night rounds is pretty much our only option. We cannot do United in Prayer. We cannot do book printing. And let's see here. Does this have satisfactions in it? No. Okay, this is a Steam. We can't do that. And this is health. We can't do that. So all we can do here, once again, is night rounds, which, I mean, sure. And we can't do belonging, but we can do creativity. Nope, we can't do this, because our cultural deputy is currently being elected, presumably. So that's fine for now. We'll come back to that. At least we are getting the night rounds going. Not that we really need them, because we're exceeding our safety expectations. We have no unsatisfied citizens in that category. So that sounds great. And of course, once this finishes up, this is going to give us a lot of satisfactions across the board. So that's very good. We're, of course, delighted by that. But we need a lot more belonging and creativity. That's the 2 categories that we really need to be focused on. But we need a lot of workers before we can get those. So that is absolutely understood. Let's take this up to the faster speed at this point. There's an aggression over here. Not too much we can do about that. I do want to get us more creativity coming in, so that would be book printing. Okay, let's get that going. Hopefully they pass it, and they did. So we're going to be boosting up our creativity. Wonderful. Okay, start of election there. Looks good. So we're up to 131. They wanted us to construct a brewery. Do we have one? We do not. Okay, so this is a new building, and I definitely do want to build this. So we're going to go forward for a few cycles here. We have 20 cycles remaining in the offer. The question is, will we get enough workers from the just passive growth? And I think we will. We need 198. It's going to be close. But yes, there we go. So we can put up this brewery, and I'm thinking, like, out over here in kind of an awkward way. About like that. Sure. So that seems reasonably fine. We'll get that going. And we're going to want... We know that we want belonging, because Esteem's cap is 24,641, whereas these are 27,379. So we want belonging and creativity here. we'll get those going. Excellent. So that seems fine for now. We're about 80 cycles until we finish up our wonder. So that will help matters significantly as well. Excellent. So if we were to try to build a second wonder here, we'd need a lot of bricks, although we're close on that. We need tiles. We're not close on that. And we would need some wooden beams. So we'd need like 250 tiles at least. So we can do that and get some faction power, I suppose. What do we get here? More faction power. This is gold. Okay, this is salt and gold leaves. More gold. Tiles. Excellent. That's very good. So at this point, what do we need here? We need wooden beams, and we need like 250 of those. Okay, so wooden beams could be like down over here. If we got 250 of these, we could just outright buy that. And we could get this guy going, right? Or we could come in here and maybe unlock the Globe Theater, which would give us a bunch more creativity. I'm going to unlock that. And if we were to do this, 525 and 525, we need some bricks. Like 50 bricks. Well, like 75 bricks. Done. Okay. So with that in mind, how long will this take to build? 300 cycles, but it's actually a little shorter than that. We need 1,000 gold coins, and then we need just a couple more wooden beams. Okay, we need more wooden beams here. I'm going to buy 50 wooden beams, but we need to have 1,000 gold coins, right? So I'm going to sell 500 gold. And there we go. So now we should be able to get this started, which I'm going to pause this powder factory. And I'm going to pause this brewery as well. Now we can get the Globe Theater going. And that'll go, like, up over here, I'm thinking. About like that. So that's going to take 240 cycles, which is going to be after the end of the game. Amazing. Okay, by 8 cycles. Unless I'm mathing that wrong. 240 would be... Nope, that'll be 8 cycles after the end of the game. Okay. Well, maybe it'll let us keep playing at the end here. I'm not sure. We'll see how it actually plays out. Hasn't been able to recover the resources it was asking for. Okay, maybe it wanted, like, gold bricks. Yeah, that's... Or rather, just regular bricks. It probably just wanted bricks. Okay, so we're running out of resources on this quarry, which was mining sand. We did just recently put in a new sand mining quarry, so that seems fine for now. These guys want to purchase this ceramic workshop, which sounds good. They can definitely have that for the moment. Okay, we just had this happen too. So this was making clay. We can swap this to sand, and we now need a clay producer. This was mining iron and should just be demolished. So we'll get that going, and then we're going to need to get another iron miner, probably. So where do we have additional iron? There's some iron out over here. Do you suppose we could fit a mine here? It's very close. I'm not sure we can quite fit it in there. I think because of this right here, that's a district line. So that's a little unfortunate. I'd very much like to be able to put it there. There's some iron here. There's some iron here. I believe we're already mining iron here. Yeah. So that's a thing. There is some here. And a little bit here. Oh, we weren't paused. Indeed. There's this iron up over here. So let's see if we can maybe grab this, although I think we're going to be lacking the... we can just barely sneak that in, but this is already mining here. So that's not going to be a thing either. Where else can we put in some iron? Up over here. Like right here. It's not going to last very long, but I don't think it needs to. I mean, we've got like 190 cycles left, right? So in theory, all we need to do is run up over here. I'm surprised it's actually letting us build this far up. Okay, do it. So that seems great. And we're going to be able to restore this guy, 198 workers. Excellent. So our creativity is looking a lot better. I do want to come in here, and once again, we can run our night rounds decree. We cannot do belonging satisfaction, unfortunately, but we can do creativity satisfaction, and we'll just run this immediately. And we'll run this night rounds as well. Okay, so something along the lines of that. So people are pretty happy with creativity at this point. Belonging and esteem are still a little low. Okay, both of those were accepted. Good. We're about to finish up the Palazzo Ducale, though, and that is going to be a very big deal here. So let's continue to cruise on through here. We just ran out of resources down here on this small mine. This was mining gold, and we're going to immediately recycle that, so that'll be fine. Do we need another gold mine? I mean, maybe. Where would we want to put this, though? Maybe out over here? Apparently this is all rocky area over here. Wondering if we can maybe get it out over this direction. I mean, yeah, but that would be mildly problematic. So instead, I'm thinking this is a little out of range. We can't really extend these out without, like, upgrading this, right? So that's understood. There is this mineable area over here. But then there's this right here. There's only 760 there, but let's go ahead and grab that. I'm not going to bother upgrading that to a level 2 mine. I don't think there's a reason to. And let's see here. Expanding territory. Yes, we accept that. And what is this? A carnival. The citizens are celebrating. Cool. Wait, we've got 457 workers. Hold on. We can definitely restore this. And then we can go into here and possibly build one of these. Yeah, we could build a chapel. That's the only thing we can build right now, but that's wonderful. Let's go ahead and put that in out over, like, this direction. And we're going to want this to be probably esteem. Okay, so that is underway. Excellent. And everything is looking good here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here at this point. Reason being, we've still got about 150 cycles here. We can stretch this into another episode, I think. We're going to go pretty long if I try to make this a single episode, so that will be fine. Let's check in on how we're doing on our building points. That's definitely an improvement. We're just going to try to get that final coin, and I suspect the game will just end at 2400 cycles, or it'll just let us keep playing, one or the other. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.